Well, joining us now, Adarsh Shastri, the Dwarka MLA of the AAP'S party, Kiran Walia, the former Delhi minister. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being with us. And Anumita Roy Chaudhary, executive director for the Centre for Science and Environment. She works a lot on air pollution issues. Adarsh, let me come to you first now. How can you tell us that the 1st of January is not going to be chaos?
Well, these are drastic times, first of all, and require drastic measures. This is a beginning. It is a test. We want to do it for 15 days. We want to see whether it works or does not. There have been many examples of many cities all over the world where it has successfully worked. There are a few examples where it has not as well. Shanghai, classic case, similar to Delhi, huge population. Over 7 years after the 2008 Olympics, a drop of almost 45% in pollution levels. London, congestion charge implemented. There will be slippage, there will be challenges. It is a difficult thing to implement, but it is better. We have to take this chance now if we have to continue to make Delhi livable. So I think it's that gamble that has to be taken. We have taken that gamble. It's a difficult thing to implement, and we want to try it out, and we are hoping that not only will the people of Delhi support it, but we are talking to all agencies concerned, including the Delhi police, and wanting to make sure this is implemented across the board.
Okay, just a show of hands over here. This isn't scientific by any means, but who supports this move? Just raise your hand. Alternate day card use. Who supports this? Raise your hand. All right. Anybody else? A lot of people don't support it? Yes. All right. Yes. Who doesn't support it? Who wants to? Oh, all right. Would you like to say so? Would you? Yeah, we'll just pass the mic to him. Tell us why you think it's a problem.
It's a problem because those people who those who are physically challenged and they hardly manage to ride a scooty or something else, and what they will be doing, like a person who is physically challenged.
That's a very fair question. How would you emergency vehicles? That's another concern.
So first of all, emergency vehicles are exempt from this. Secondly, public transport, if there's anybody who's challenged and is using public transport, is not an issue again. And, if there is a question of odd and even and the person is wanting to drive, well, then the rule applies. Like the rule applies for everybody. There's no question of being, a physical challenge should not pose in that sense a problem. The rule is the same for all, and you have alternate means of transport available for all Delhiites. So, I think 50% of the times they will be able to use their means of conveyance, and the balance they will have to use alternate transport.
Okay. Anybody else with a concern? Yes, sir. Why don't you go ahead with your question? Yes.
Sir, my question to you is, today there was an article in Times of India that this will force public to purchase another car with one odd number, another even number. So this is going to increase the vehicular population in Delhi. Apart from that,
one second, that's a straight question. Answer that question first.
I think that view is slightly skewed, because out of the approximately 90 million vehicles in Delhi, 9 million vehicles in Delhi, 90 lakh vehicles in Delhi, about 45 to 48 lakhs of them are two-wheelers, and about 20 lakh or 25 lakh of them are the small budget cars, as we call them. So 70 lakh vehicles people have, which are in the middle class, lower middle class, if I may say so. I really don't think that the way out that those people are going to do is to go out and buy another car the next day, especially when it's a test case for 15 days. So we should not see it in that way. My view, on the other hand, would be that why will those same people not hop onto a metro or hop onto a bus or hop onto an auto rickshaw during the same period?
So my suggestion is,
one second. Ma'am, why doesn't the Congress party come out on day one or even before that and encourage people to back this plan? You can say later on, look, it's not worked, everything is bad, you've not planned it, you've not spoken to anybody. There can be a million pieces of criticism, but we are dying in this city, ma'am. It's a fact. You know it, I know it. There are people coughing right now as we speak, right? I don't think they've all caught colds. I mean, it's the weather, it's the pollution. Why don't you back them?
There is no denying this, that there is an urgent need, and it almost needs a surgical solution. But at the same time, in this very, on the NDTV channel, we had a debate, and everybody concluded, including our representatives from Centre for Science and Environment, that the main issue is the trucks. which are causing pollution, and we have imposed fine, they are nicely paying off the fine and they are on the roads.
Okay.
So what have we done to prevent? I am for solutions, and I think this is a very limited solution, and the major cause of pollution is not being addressed at all.
Okay,
so
before I get Adarsh to answer that, it is a fact that pollution from trucks is a nightmare in the city.
Yes.
What this government has planned to do is have them on the roads after 11 o'clock. Will that move, if it is successful, be enough to bring down truck pollution in Delhi?
It will reduce the time of truck mileage through the city.
Okay.
That's it. But we know that we want to reduce the numbers today because trucks contribute about 30% of the pollution load from the transport sector. But the larger solution to trucks will come only when we get the expressways outside Delhi and divert all of them. But we have to keep in mind that we are not looking for one silver bullet here. We have to work with bouquet of action. And therefore today when we're talking about reducing car numbers, which we have to do, at the same time we are shutting down Badapur Power Station, we want to deal with the road dust. So that is the kind of momentum that we want to see build up in the city today. Right now when we know there is 1 death per hour due to air pollution related diseases and every 3rd child has impaired lungs. So therefore we have to support this.
These statistics, just repeat that for us.
This is 1 death per hour.
And these are statistics that the CSE has generated.
We have, and other institutions as well. So therefore, in
1 in
fact,
3 children with impaired lung function.
Absolutely. Every 3rd child has an impaired lung function. This has been done by National Cancer Research Institute and CPCP together. And they have done this study on 12,000 children from 36 schools in Delhi. And this was published in 2012. It's very recent. So therefore, clearly the evidence for us is there, and if we cannot support, and we have done enough chest beating saying people are running away from Delhi, it's unlivable, but today we cannot have this hypocrisy that when government is asking us to take tough measures, we don't support it. So this is a shared responsibility, and we'll have to do it.
When all of you hear that 1 in 3 children has impaired lung function in Delhi, these are scientifically proven studies, are you willing to change your perspective? After hearing that one number, does anybody still have a problem with alternate day car use? You still have a problem? You still have a problem? Yeah, I'll take your question right in the back.
Do you think we have the potent public infrastructure to support this scheme?
Well, the straight answer is no. We don't, not as yet. You know, I'm saying that again and again, that if you keep, it's a chicken and egg. You keep waiting for the infrastructure to come in, you wait for the CCTV cameras to come in, you wait for all of these things to happen. What happened in possibly some of the other cities in the West is going to take another 5 years. You have to take a drastic step, and you will have to create an environment where, with enforcement and cooperation, hand in hand, people will change the way they travel in this city.
How will public travel then?
No, but let me add to that. Understand the capacity today. Today we have so many cars, but each car carries 1 person. When you halve the number and you begin to share the cars and two-wheelers, that means each car then will have 4 people in it, and 1 two-wheeler will have 2 people on it, right? And at the same time, when the moment you halve the traffic, the buses will have more space to run swiftly, will able to do more trips, and will have wider geographical penetration. And if this planning is in place, then you will be able to solve a lot. And we ourselves will be able to come up with a lot of solutions. In Gurgaon, when Car Free Day happened, we have seen how the MNCs, the multinational corporations, had come forward and helped their employees to organize their travel. And there are offices which reported 100% employee coming by public transport.
I'll just come to you, ma'am. How will you, or will you incentivize carpooling?
Why not? Absolutely.
And how will that work? So what are your preliminary thoughts?
You know, this is still in stages where we're thinking about it, and we are like Arvind also said, that we are in a process of consultation now over the next 2 to 3 weeks, where we hope to bring in these things. You know, so whether it's carpooling, or to say that if you have an electric vehicle or a CNG vehicle, that is exempt. You know, so on and so forth. So these things are all in the pipeline. All we are saying is that, looking at the drastic situation, let us give this a chance. Let us make a beginning, and we will surely feel as we go along certain adjustments and changes will need to be made, which we will do. But at the same time, a beginning has to be made when each of Delhi, and one of their studies reported, each Delhiite is smoking an average of 30 cigarettes a day. That's the amount of pollution.
Children have smokers' lungs in this city.
So 30 cigarettes a day, and I think when you look at 30 cigarettes a day, I think you can chuck your car for 1 day, every alternate day, and take a metro, you may need to travel a bit, but that's fine. That's what we have to do.